took me 80 hours to make that video. That video is only 8 minutes. I woke up every morning at 4 o'clock to make that video. I didn't want to make it, but I needed to make it. Got on the job in 1994. Greatest job in the world, being a police officer. I couldn't imagine being anything else in my life but being a cop. I worked at the Port Authority bus terminal for my first 2.5 years. Transferred to the Holland Tunnel. Worked one of the greatest guys, the greatest squad was at the Holland. That was Squad 2. We were the most active cops out there. And of course, 9/11 happens. Nobody was prepared. Nobody was prepared for it. Nobody. I was supposed to work that day. Overtime. I turned it down. I have copies of the roll call from the path command. Most of the officers that worked that day, they were working the days off, but they did mutual swaps for other police officers. I was home, watching on television like most, so we got the call that we had to come in. I didn't need the call. My truck was already loaded, and I knew I was going to be there for a while. I find it tough talking about it because it's my second time. The first time was just 3 or 4 days before 9/11. They won't fill the cops. Maybe I found it a little bit easier because I was talking to my fellow brothers and sisters. I know some of them were down in. I know a lot of them were in high school or in college. But I could see their faces. I could see their eyes. Sometimes you don't have to say much. Your eyes, the look, says a lot. And I saw it in their eyes. 9/11 changed a lot of lives. It changed mine. I spent my days down there, the first 5 days, not going home. I was lucky if I got an hour's sleep a day. It was chaos. No one knew what to do. But we did what we were trained as police officers. The firefighters did what they had to do, that they were trained. Paramedics were there doing their job, and we had civilians by the thousands that were there helping. We had 2 officers. One was Will Jamino. He was recovered at 11 o'clock at night. Sergeant McLaughlin, he was recovered the next morning, alive, injured. But out of the 5 Port Authority cops that were buried, and the ones who died, and one Dominic, who let a few rounds out, hoping there's someone here above him before he passed away. The only 2 left was Will and Sergeant McLaughlin. We did what we had to do. My crew, we dug. I didn't want to pass buckets. I lost a very good friend and a partner who had just transferred from the Holland Tunnel to Bath, Kenny Tejan. To this day, I find it hard saying his name. When it was time for the machines to come in, They had to move all the steel. So what we had to do is get off the mound, is what we called it. It was known as Ground Zero in the media. But we called it the pit or the mound. If you were there, that is all we called it. And we used to have pallets stacked up. We would grab our water and sit. And a lot of guys would be talking. Myself, I would just lay on the pallet. And I would look up. I would look up. And I just couldn't believe what was happening. Here was a little boy, 5 years old, wanted to be a cop. This was a little boy. I've always wanted to be a cop. And laying on that pallet, I started thinking about my life. I started thinking about my childhood. I could see it in my head that where I lived, 17th and 9th in Manhattan, the Chelsea Projects, police officers raided the apartment. Child services came. 8 brothers and sisters were taken away. My parents were nowhere to be found. But I always remember this one cop standing in the kitchen near the front door. And he's looking at me. And I remember him doing that. I remember my face was hurting. But it wasn't a painful hurt. I was smiling at the police officer. He walked over, took his hat, and put it on my head. And I remember it covering my eyes. No sooner that happened, I hear my brothers and sisters, and they're crying. And I hear them screaming. We were being picked up, we were taken away. I always remember that cop. Now you're saying, what has to do with 9/11? It has to do with a lot for me. Because I never thought about my life. I never thought about my childhood. I never thought about anything bad that ever happened growing up. And what my life really was. So laying on that pallet, looking up. We lived in a shelter for 2 weeks. My parents were still nowhere to be found. We ended up in an orphanage home in Staten Island. That was my home. It was in the late 60s. About a year later, I was placed in a foster home. When you're placed in the foster home should be saving you from the life and an unknown future in an orphanage. That wasn't the case with me. The foster home is where I needed to be saved from. I needed to be saved from that very home. From the age of 7 to 15, I was a victim of child abuse with beatings. I've been punched, kicked, snapped, choked, picked up, slammed into a door, been stabbed in my arm with a fork, verbally abused. Could I think of anything good that happened in the 7 years? Maybe if I think about it hard enough. Maybe. I was placed in a group home, my request to my counselor and my social worker. I didn't tell them what happened. I knew if I did, not only would they take me out, but they'd take my little brother out. He was only 3. My little brother. Now back in the 60s, when you're looking for foster children, and if they're siblings, whoever you choose, you must take another one. They didn't believe in separating family. this case, I wish they had. But they grabbed me. It's like one of those buy one, get one free. Well, that was me. And don't go feeling sorry for me. Because I don't feel sorry. It's life. It was given to me. But I went to a group home in the Bronx. I went to one of the toughest high schools, Evander. That was tough. I mean, I look at, I'm Puerto Rican. Might be the only Puerto Rican who doesn't speak Spanish. But that didn't matter. And all this time, living in that group home, I knew I didn't belong there. I didn't belong in a group home. So I only lasted 8 months. To the very family that I left, they asked me if I would like to come back. I jumped right at it. I forgot about everything. Anything to get away from where I was. That only lasted about 5 months. I had to live with my real sister, my oldest sister. I was a little boy, 5 years old. So she takes guardianship of me. That lasted 3 months. I was homeless from 16 to the age of 21. And that's where I became a father and a husband. Now I say homeless. I bounced around one house to the next. Strangers I didn't know. So good with the trash talking. I was in their living room, sleeping on their couch. Till it was time to get up and leave. That's what I did. I slept on the Staten Island ferry boat. Back and forth. I lived out of a brown paper bag. And I look back and I remember all this in detail, my life. This is what I'm thinking about on that pallet, looking up. Here I am, a cop. In the middle of something that I can't even describe in words. I can practice, but I can't. I was in, my mind was spinning out of control. And I still couldn't believe these are the thoughts in my head. These are the thoughts in my head. But you know what? Everything that happened in my past, I do it all over again. And I go through it all. As long as I ended up back in that pallet. Now when it comes to my life, it spiraled out of control. Fast. Fast. I woke up one day and I'm living in a small apartment that I could easily reach over, touch the counter from the couch. It was a hovel. It was a pit. And I'm laying on the couch. How did I end up here? Got teenagers. I have a wife. Great job. A beautiful home. What am I doing here? I'm going to be honest that most won't be honest. And I'm faithful with my wife. To tell her straight up, I cheated her. She didn't deserve it. She did. When I told her I was going to leave, just walked away. I looked at the kitchen window, just in the back deck, crying so loud. I heard the only woman that truly ever loved me. But I still left. 3 years I was gone. 3 years. And the woman I was with said one thing. I have you here, but I don't have your heart. She never had my heart. My wife did. My wife knew I was broken. She knew I was broken. Because the woman that I'm talking about is the woman that I married at 21. 34 years. 34 years old. I'm with her. 33 years married this November coming up. She knew. So, I turned around. They expected to come over for dinner. My daughters were there, teenagers, high school. And I asked them permission. I asked them if I could come home. They asked me if I was ready. I said, yeah. So they said yes. So with my wife, still had 6 months left on my lease. So what did I do? Start going out on dates. Start all over again. Not many guys can say that they fell in love with their wife twice. 2008, we had the biggest wedding any woman would dream of having that my wife deserved. It was back at 21, we got married in Polo Hall and went back to work. But she stayed. She stayed. I'm here right now because of her. She saved my life. She saved my life. Took a couple of days off from work. Back in 2003 or 4. I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't take the pain. I couldn't take anything anymore. My mind was so flooded with nothing but ugliness. I tried to grab something good out of it, but I couldn't find anything. So I found myself put in the water. Put the water on the bathtub. I grabbed a picture off the wall of my 2 daughters. I grabbed my gun off the counter. I got in the tub. I had the gun to my mouth. I cried so loud, screamed so loud. I wanted to pull that trigger. Just to make the pain go away. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Now you wonder, why the bathtub? Why would you put the water on? Because I thought about the police officers that will find me. It will be traumatizing enough to find one of their fellow brothers in a bathtub. But I didn't want blood all over the place, so I wanted to make sure that I was underneath the water. So I got to my phone. I call the only person that I trust. The only. My wife. Half hour she was there. I'm in her arms. We cried. The next day, started seeking therapy. I go to this very thing. She's there for me. And I swore I will never hurt that woman again. She never deserved it. She doesn't deserve that now. I'm the perfect guy in the world, trust me. I'm not. I'm perfect for her, she's perfect for me. Mind you, all this, laying on the pallet and thinking about my life. I didn't think my life was going to turn out the way it did, but I'm glad it turned out the way it did. I still find I'm sitting here and I can't believe I'm really sharing these stories with you because it's so easy. I write, I have a blog, and it's so easy to sit there and I can type away. But when you talk about your life and you put your life out there, it's real. It's real. 9/11, it's real. I know it happened. I know it happened. I was there. To this day, I don't drink Gatorade. Because that's all we drank down there was Gatorade. I couldn't drink it. I didn't like the smell of it. I don't like the label. Do I have issues still? Yeah. I got a lot better though. I don't look up to the sky as much. I look at the airplanes. I've gotten better with that. Now, I'm not here to make everybody feel depressed or, oh my God. That's not what my goal is. My mind is spinning right now because as I'm talking to you, and I'm looking at that yellow helmet, and that's the helmet I wore down at the mound. And on this table, I have bags, my gloves, my holster that I wore. And the left side is a blue Rangers jersey. That was the last thing I saw Kenny wear when we were at a benefit in Sparta playing hockey. He was wearing that shirt. I own it now. In my garage stands my locker that I used most of my career. I don't think any police officer who retired would ever think about taking his locker. I did. Why? It was my locker. It was also Kenny Teacher's locker. He never made it back to change, to open it and close it. So I do. I open and I close that pocket every day. I just do it. I don't even think about it anymore. I just do it. But that locker means a lot to me. That locker represents my dream that I may come true. And like I said before, if I could be a cop right now, I don't need a paycheck every time. I'll just do it. But everything that happened to me in my life, never gave up being a cop. It represents everything. Everything that I am. That locker was my locker. My uniform still sits in there. That lock is set up just the way it was when I was working. I never gave up on it. I never gave up on my dreams. Growing up in a foster home, I was told, I'll amount to nothing in life. Nothing. I'll be a nobody. I've been hearing that since I was a little boy, till I left. Oh. Look at me now. I have a beautiful home. I got a nice car. The greatest job in the world. I'm a husband, father, grandfather, 3 boys. Not bad, huh? Not bad. When my foster father passed away, heard about it. I had to show up. You know why I showed up? Because I wanted to make sure he was there. But my dreams, my nightmares, they didn't die. They're still there. I am 53 years old. Excuse me. I turned 54 September 1st. So I gotta get used to that now. I still have those dreams. Half the time I can't sleep upstairs, I have to sleep in the living room. Because that's how loud I can get sometimes. I like to believe I'm getting better. But when he passed away, when I saw him, all I said was thanks. Thanks for the nightmares. And that was it. And I left. I am everything. That was told to me that I would never be. I grabbed it all. I grabbed it all. No guidance in my life. I had no guidance. I had no one. It was me. It was me. And I'm good with that. I'm good with that. To this day, I look back at everything. Everything. And I don't feel sorry for myself. And when I share this story with people, I tell them, don't cry, don't feel bad. No. No, don't. I am the man today because of that little boy. I know I'm a good man. I know I was a good cop. I know it. I didn't write summonses for people just because for the sake of writing summonses? Hell no. I didn't write summonses when I was young. Drunk drivers, God, I will admit, what I used to do, if I used to pull somebody over there drunk, call the sergeant on the radio, go on the phone, with me and my partner, we'd drive you home. Or you take a cab and I would take your keys and throw them in a sewer. That's what I did. I can't tell you how many car keys are in the sewers in Jersey City. But that's what I did. I treated everyone with respect. Hell, even the gangbangers just pull over. And you can't get tinted windows. Roll them down, put the interior lights on. 2 o'clock in the morning. Get your respect. Give it to me back. I earned it. I don't know gangbangers, but guess what? In front of his boys, he earned his respect. I want to go home, he wants to go home. Everything turns out all right. They went home, and I went home. I was proud of a lot of things I did as a cop. I miss being a cop. I miss it. So, what I really want to end it with is remember 9/11, right? The cops, the firemen, EMS, we weren't the heroes that day. You know who your heroes were? The ones who died. And the many, hundreds of civilians who saved lives that we'll never know their stories. We'll never know it. They're your heroes. They are. I will say, when people find out, oh, you were a cop before they were down at ground zero, I say no. They say no. No, I wasn't there. I was away. And the reason why you do it is because then you start getting all the questions. The questions I was just never ready for them. 15 years later, and I'm getting good at it. Like I said, this is the second time speaking about it. And I'm sure as time goes on, it'll just be a lot easier. It will. My problem is maybe I think about it too much. But my wife, in a way, she benefits from about a whole month of September because I start doing so much work around the house to keep myself occupied and not think about it. I get a lot of work done. I do. Yard work, inside, I do it all. So, maybe one day I can speak to you again in a few years down the road and all say, oh my God, that's not the same guy who's talking like that. And now look at him, he's just so, because it's still 9/11. It was only a week and a half ago. And this helps talking. I don't need to go into so much detail in my life, what happened. But if you really want to, if you're interested, want to know my life and everything in my life, you can just go to my blog, mikeskitchenstories.com, and you start with the story through the eyes of a 5-year-old. And there, I say it all, talk about it all, my feelings. He's Mike's Kitchen Stories. Why Mike's Kitchen Stories? Because everything that happened to me in that foster home was in a kitchen. Everything happened in a kitchen. Before, during, or after dinner moment. So I figured what better title than Mike's Kitchen Stories. I do talk to students, middle school students. I don't get into details. High school students, I'm scheduled for the 19th to speak over 800 students, the biggest ever. Now on the top of 9/11. But how you can live your dreams if you just don't give up in life. Doesn't matter what everybody else thinks, what everybody else says. You want something, you do it. Don't make excuses, do it. And I do it for you, and so it's fun when I'm dealing with the kids. I get to be more, joke around with them. But this topic, I try to figure out, maybe to throw something here and there, but I can't. I can't talk about something as serious as 9/11 and try to make something light of it. I can't do it. And that little bit with my wife, me doing work, I can't. And once you guys go home, we'll be depressed. Go, oh my God, that guy, what happened? What is life? And look at him now. And no, but look at the good side. Look what I just told you, which was only a little bit of my life. That was only a flavor of my life. But I'm happy. I am. I am happy. I'm sweating right now, but I'm happy. I love my wife. I love my life. I do. And it took 9/11 to bring it all out. Because like I said, had 9/11 never happened, I probably would not even be thinking. My wife does not even know 3/4 of what happened to me as a child. She won't read my blog. My daughters won't read it. I didn't say much. There's no reason to tell them. I knew raising my kids, I would never raise them the way I was raised. That's all that matters. I look at my daughters today, both married to cops, which I told them, don't date and marry cops. What they're not doing. They date and marry cops. Great boys, though. They are. One is an acting chief of Down PD. My other son-in-law, he was a Mataloa police officer, and he transferred now. He's a CEO for the state, federal corrections. And he's got it, it's pretty tough there for him. And he's a big boy, so he can handle himself. My daughters, I got one works for the Ocean County Prosecutor's Office. My other daughter, she's a bank manager for Chase. Fastest growing, she started as a youngest teller for DD. And I saw this girl get one promotion after the next, and now she has her own bank in Chase. They gave me grandsons. It's pretty cool. I've been watching them because I told my daughters I didn't want them in daycare center. I didn't want them in daycare or anything. I was working midnights. I would sleep 4 hours, and then I would watch my grandson, Christopher. I started watching him when he was a year old. Mikey, I started watching him when he was a year old. And Brody, the youngest one, who I call our little Forrest Gump. I've been watching him, and I don't like to use the word watch. My wife is very honest, she'll correct me in the back of the head. Kid, since he was 4 months. To this day. To this day, I still watch him. They go to school. They come to Poppy's. We pick him up. He's at our house. Football practice. Brody, that's the youngest, a 2-year-old. I have him Mondays and Tuesdays. Used to have him Thursdays and Fridays, now it's Mondays and Tuesdays. He goes to a babysitter. And then my son-in-law, he's off Thursday and Friday, so he has his boys there. Wow. And to think I almost ended it all. And look what I would have missed out. Look what I would have missed out. So, being honest, I'm getting distracted because there's a reason, I guess, because I didn't want to do this. But I needed to hold this because there's a story with this, Helen. And I'm going to end it with this. It was me and one of my partners, his name's Keith Costanasi. Great guy. And we're walking along church, and I see a priest. I'll be standing with that little boy right there, that little one. So I go to Keith. Hey, just go over there. He says, I have the pottery. Bless our shield. It's all right. We'll walk closer, and the closer we got, Keith hits me. What's the matter? He goes, that's not a priest. It was Billy Joel. It was Billy Joel, dressed all in black. Standing with an NYPD inspector. I'm like, oh, so I walked away, we're walking. I'm like, oh, no. I made a U-turn. He goes, where are you going? I said, I gotta go to Billy Joel. And I go to Billy Joel. He shook his hand. And this is what just came out of my mouth. He said, Billy, if you're ever going to write a song about 9/11, do it right. I showed him my helmet, and I showed him the pictures. And I said, right here, It's my boy Kenny. That's my boy Kenny. So I hope we find him. He's okay. Now, for some reason, I believed that I gave him this helmet. Turns out being that when he was holding the helmet and looking at it, I don't know why my mind went blank. But when I went back to my locker that evening to get changed, I took the helmet and I placed it in the bag in my locker. I normally don't do that. The next day, I couldn't find my helmet. So in all of the pictures, there was one picture you saw me actually standing with an orange helmet. And I swore up to last summer that I gave this helmet to Billy Joel. And I was sharing the story. Billy Joel has my helmet. I know he does. So I was down in the basement last summer, clearing out some of my stuff, and lo and behold, there's a bag with my gloves and the other stuff they had. Here it is. I never gave Billy Joel this helmet. But it was a good story. I was telling people, I really believed it. It was. I'm like, Billy Joel's got my helmet. I said, one day if I see him, I'm going to say, I'm the cop that gave me the helmet. Oh, yeah. No, he will look at me like I'm an idiot. Whatever he's talking about. Because I got the helmet. And this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to end this with you guys smiling and laughing. Don't feel sorry for me. Don't feel sorry for that little boy. Because that little boy's standing. I'm here to share my story. So thank you. I do love talking to the students. I love the kids. So don't be shy. You look at the flyer, have my card. If you know any coordinators, the anti-bullying programs you have in the schools, in your town, tell them, hey, there's a cool guy out there that has so much to share. And especially, I love talking in the cities. I do, because that's my life, and I think really talking about, these kids who think life is a dead end. I do orphans homes, non-profits. There's no charge. Orphans homes, group homes, safe houses. I do that from my heart. I do it from my heart. It's me just proving to them that, hey, look at me. And I went through what you're going through, if not worse, and I still did something about my life. So, look at my blog, mikeskitchenstories.com. Look at Live to Inspire, because that's what I do now. I just want to inspire people, and I'm greedy. I don't want to save one. I want to save all. All. So, that's it. Thank you so much.